Oh, you thought it was gonna be easy. How you thought it would go? You thought you could go walk in here and just get the popping like you just like you at the kitchen table with your girls. Nah, it's different when you hear your voice. It's super dope. But anyways, my bad. I was already recording.
That's
just
okay.
So you can get
I figured.
So listen, y'all. And I'm gonna find a better intro as far as that welcome BS. But I figured I'd jump right into it. Of course, y'all can hear somebody else here with me. So we're gonna try something different this week. We're gonna kick it. I have a friend since when?
Middle school?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, since middle school.
We ain't gonna say how long ago middle school was. Damn,
Please
that was a long time ago.
Please
Jeez. That's what, 98? These kids weren't even born in 98. That is crazy. Damn, now we got kids. Some of our classmate kids graduating high school already.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Well, so we're gonna have some fun today, right? We're gonna talk about some things. We're gonna get a female perspective. I know y'all tired of hearing me all the time and talking mess all the time about certain situations that y'all may feel I shouldn't even be talking about. But now I have a lady here, a grown woman that you work at the child support office. I'm all looking through there. Jeez. Oh, so you couldn't even delete my account? Like you couldn't just press you couldn't just go to it and just.
I can't even look at my own account.
Damn. Yeah, but mine ain't yours. All you gotta do is go in there, press 0.00.
Oh no.
But they gonna go crazy.
Soon as they see that, we can see cases, but soon as you type something that's not on the phone, it's a red flag. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah.
So you like nobody could just go change nobody's amount. Damn.
No,
we gotta find a way to bypass that.
Our whole computer screen is recorded. So
is it like that with all
state agencies?
Oh, not just people that do like if you worked at bank Chase, none of that, like call centers? No. It's not the same?
Nah.
Okay, well. Maybe I can get somebody to do that with some of this debt.
If you find out somebody, let me know.
Nah, because you don't want to change my child support. And I really feel like you could change my child support, man, for real.
Trust me, if I could, I would. But
I like your attitude. So, you know what? I'm going to ask you some of these questions that I really was just going to talk about by myself. Because I had a whole other thing. Let me break it down to y'all. So I was going to do the baby daddy. This is going to be baby mama, right? Yeah. And I know y'all not baby mamas. Let me clear that up. I'm not, saying that you're a baby mama, baby daddy. I'm just a play on words to get you to click. But I figured since I was going to do baby mama part 2, I should do it with multiple women. And then when I do baby daddy, I was going to do it with a couple of my guys. And then I got a finale for y'all, but I'll let that happen when it happens, right? So today, I just figured I'd just have some fun, get a woman perspective on certain things, and we'll just have a conversation on whatever we decide to talk about.
And I'm here for it.
And if you want to ask any questions, I'm open book. Well, no. Let me.
You're not an open book.
Not personal questions, but perspective-wise, right? So let me ask you this. We was talking about this, me and my guys, right? Do sex on the first date like change things for a woman?
Yes, it does.
Why?
So it depends on said guy you're having sex with on the first date.
Do it depend on how, like say you met him at a club? Is that really sex on the first date, sex on the first night? Because sex on the first date to me is like it's going to be continuous days, right?
Yes.
Sex on the first night is almost
like a one-night
like
stand.
There we go, right? Yeah. So those are two different things.
Those are totally different things. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying because I look at it like it's different, so I was just making sure.
It's different because one night stand, you don't.
No. I'm just saying
them ever,
the term, like some people don't, make the term.
Oh yeah,
different.
Nah, dating is dating, and meeting somebody sporadically is different.
So yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, for interrupting you.
You're okay. So to me, I feel like it makes a difference whether I plan on continuously dating said guy or if, I can see this is not going to go nowhere after we have sex.
But what determines that? The sex?
No, because sex can get better later.
So I give him. So look, see, this is the dilemma I have, right? With all of us as humans, this is not me getting on women. This is us as men, right? Because we'll look at a woman and we'll like what we see, have a conversation, and kind of understand that she really ain't our type of woman, but she fine as hell, right?
Yeah.
You go at your move, have some fun, create a bond, probably do your best ish, and now she want more, and you like, nah, I'm cool on that, right? My thing is why we just won't do that. Like, why we so weak to a point to where we still gotta cross the line just to not deal with a person no more.
But I think women are the same. Like, let's be honest.
But you was just saying that, though.
Yeah, so I feel like men and women are one and the same when it comes to that. Although women try to say we're not, but I think it's just the image thing that we're trying to protect for society.
Okay, we can speed past. I love that, but let's go back to the first night thing, right? Because our people listen, and I don't want. Y'all ain't even answered this question.
Okay.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry about the first night.
I think so.
So why do we? Let's just speed up to where we was at. You was just speaking on like it depends on like what I guess how you feel after the sex, and I was asking you.
So I really, honestly, it would matter before the sex.
Yeah.
Whether I'm gonna continue to see this person prior to even saying yes, I'm gonna have sex with him. And let's be honest, I knew I was gonna have sex with him before the date, during the date, and after the date.
And it doesn't matter, even if you know you're not going to talk to him no more. Yes. You're going to give him.
If I'm going to give it to him, I'm going to give it to him.
This is women? Like this
yes.
is. Oh, wow.
We know.
Y'all women know. That is crazy. So listen, why do y'all make us work?
Don't be mad at me, women.
But I'm saying, why do y'all make us work? Like, what's the whole thing then? Like, why not just go at your move and say, hey, look.
It's a society thing.
Nah, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to get past the thinking.
No, we not.
Traditional.
But we not, though.
So you don't do it? Like, so you just spoke that, right?
Yes,
so,
I did.
So you don't got nobody that you look on their page and desire to have them in a way?
Yes.
So why you don't say something?
Because.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So
like,
I'm super traditional where I'm not going to be the seeker. I want to be sought after, right?
But, okay, so this is my dilemma. I love women, right? Y'all can't have it every which way. Y'all have it to where, okay, you desire to have a man do everything under the sun, pay bills, blah, blah, blah. But you want to be labeled as independent in the process of, and then tell the same man that may not be in the same position he was at the beginning, because now y'all listen, women right now.
But I don't want to be independent.
I'm not saying it. I'm just saying the overall.
Most women, yes.
Right? And then I'm just saying because y'all want it your way. You want this guy to say something to you, but you want to say something to him, but you won't say it. You know what I mean? Like y'all want it every which way. You want the guy to provide, but if it doesn't work out, then you want to throw it in his face. He can't provide.
That is true.
What's happening? Like,
I think it's why miscommunication.
I think we're competitors. I think it's no more like love thing. It's like it's a competition. It's a competition.
Yes.
What's happening?
I think so. Yes, I would agree that it is a competition on who's gonna say something first, or who's gonna make this first move, right? However, I feel women have been conditioned to feel like we are the prize, right? So we're the prize, although just like. So men are the prize too, but
Please say that though. We need to hear that sometimes.
So men are the prize, but we are taught that we are the prize, and you are supposed to pursue me. You're supposed to get me.
And what if he never does that?
And if he never does that, then guess what? You wasn't meant for me. Somebody else was.
That's the logic behind that.
Yeah.
You feel like because he has no understanding that you may even want him in any capacity, right? You want psychologically in your brain, you feel like he should know, so he should pursue you. And if he doesn't pursue you,
and it's because us women typically try to place ourselves in positions for you to know this. So I may have, I don't know, liked your post more than one time. But
what if he get multiple likes? Like that doesn't change the narrative.
I know, but I don't know that.
You can see it. Like, it says such and such and 17 other people or 23 other people.
So like, you know how Facebook used to have the wave thing, right? So I don't know, hypothetically say maybe I
the wave.
Yeah,
oh my God, that was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, that was my go-to. That was a go-to. A couple waves in that inbox. Yeah, the wave was the move. That was the wave, right?
Right. So we did the wave too. And it was easier because if you didn't get a wave back or if he didn't take the bait, then you're like, all right, cool. Maybe he just not into me. But I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I would accidentally wave just being nosy and be like, oh, crap. Like, what?
Yeah, see, nah.
So
I see that y'all make it so hard for us. Right? Y'all y'all don't meet us halfway. And I'm not saying all women. I'm just saying this is kind of the norm, right? And then you get some women that don't mind. And some men don't like to be pursued. Like some men get turned off by that.
I've ran into that where they feel lesser than when a woman pursues them versus the other way around.
I don't think they should feel that way, but women are aggressive.
Yeah.
No. No.
We can be.
Man, women are aggressive. Like women are aggressive in a good way. Not
But if it's for something we want,
it's not uncomfortable, but it's just, especially when the liquor get involved, like that liquid courage, that liquor courage, it gets real intense.
Hey, it gets real when you
it gets real intense. Like, and what if that wasn't the plan? Like, what if a man just wanted to kick it and you at the table and you just touching all on him on the first date? And he did that to y'all gonna swear he's going to jail.
It would be a total different outcome.
This is, I don't know, the world.
So it's a double standard.
I don't subscribe to that way of thinking. I feel like, how do you feel? Like women shouldn't have multiple sexual partners? And if they do, they classify it as a
yeah.
You feel that way?
The older I get, I don't feel that way. But I did used to feel that way at one point.
So how do you feel? You feel like...
me, myself, I won't do it. But if that is your ministry, if that's something you want to do, I don't want to judge you on it because you may be out there looking for something that's for you. And how would you know it's for you if you never tried it?
But you got to have sex with everybody.
You don't have to have sex with everybody.
So what would you tell your friend if she's like, man, I had about 4 of them this week. They all wanted something this week and I had to give it to them.
I'd be like, ooh, girl. I ain't gonna.
That's scary, right?
Yeah, that's super scary. Only because I know what can come from that. Let's be honest. We know pregnancy comes from sex. We know STDs come from sex. So let's say you get one of the two or both.
But what if you don't get none?
If you don't get none,
keep going.
You blessed.
But I'm saying, should she keep going?
I'd say no, because that's a scary roller coaster to live on.
But you don't judge it, right?
I don't judge it. I don't. But
I don't know. I'm just at a place in my life where I don't desire to do none of that. I can't wait to be like the 40-year-old virgin, being that 40 years approaching. Not soon, but soon.
Ooh, don't remind me. I know, don't remind me.
I want to be the guy to say, like, I ain't had sex in a year. For me.
Yeah. I mean, I guess because
Is that long? Is a year long?
I think for a guy, yes.
That's not long?
For a woman, no.
That's not long?
No, not for a woman.
What?
I've gone 5 years.
Get the... like, with no... What? I am so sorry. You're not uncomfortable. No. Okay, I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but whoa. 5?
5
years. That's 60 months. Like, what do you mean? I don't even know how many days that is, but somebody calculate 12 times, 360? No.
Because it depends on a leap year, so you may have more than 365.
I said 12. Like, nah, that is unreal. That's 5 times 365. That is... Whew. But yeah, how, like, why? Like, first off, the why. No, first off, congratulations, because that is super dope. Let me backtrack. My bad, right? That is super dope. I don't know if I want to go 5 years. I pray to God, reveals my wife at that point, because I'm pretty sure he have already, of course, with me. I didn't ruin some things in my life. It ain't even funny, but yeah. Let's talk about that journey. How does that start, and why does that start?
So it started with I'm just gonna abstain, right? So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait till I get married. it was like, well, marriage don't seem like it's in my picture right now. So I'm just not. I just not gonna do it.
So how long before you were like, okay, well, I ain't gonna get married. I'm gonna just go ahead and keep going.
I'm saying I'm about 2 years in, where I'm like, I ain't gonna get married because I wasn't seeing anybody at the time, and I'll be honest, I really wasn't looking for anybody. I was forward focused on a mission, and so sex was not at the forefront at that moment.
Well, so what was the mission?
The mission was finishing school, get a job that I want.
Okay.
So.
And you already had kids at this time?
I already had kids at the time.
All of them?
Well,
I said all of them. It's like you got a whole...
I got 10, right?
No problem if you got 10, but goddamn, my bad. But yeah.
Yeah, I already had them at the time.
Damn.
And I can be honest, at some point, I'd say at the very beginning, I was waiting for their dad to get his stuff together.
Okay.
And so I'm like, then when I noticed, well, this may not happen, well, I'm already 2 years in, so what's another year?
So in the midst of waiting on him, like trying to get it together, was he incarcerated?
No, he was just doing him.
So not one time did he like let me come through? Nothing? Oh, you was just like, nah, we're not doing that unless you get it together.
Yeah.
Oh, you stood on that?
Yes, I stood on it.
Oh, wow.
I mean, at this point where you have your 2 kids in, so it's like, let's be honest. If I'm already, say hypothetically, we in 5 months, and you're like, hey, can I come through? I already know what can happen. I end up pregnant. Now I'm 3 kids in.
And you still ain't got it together.
And I still, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, 2 years in, you figured that he wasn't gonna get it together.
And nobody hasn't pursued me, so it's just like, all right, cool.
And you haven't pursued anyone.
I ain't pursued anybody.
Okay, so then.
And then so for 5 years and came and gone, and I mean, did I think about it? Yes. Did I have the desire? Yes. So I don't want anybody to think, oh, she ain't had sex 5 years. Something must be wrong. Wasn't nothing wrong.
But there's nothing. Like you didn't do nothing. Like.
No, nothing.
Oh wow!
Not even to myself. Nothing.
Oh wow! Whoa! Damn, your mental is different. Damn. So yeah, 5 years in.
5 years in, and then I end up getting off the horse, obviously with my kid's dad.
So what creates the moment of, I don't say weakness, of just the vulnerability of it? Like what?
It was when I say he was all the way together, no, but he was somewhat together. So he's
okay, he presented himself in a better manner. Okay.
And so I was like, all right, cool. So at that point, he did about 30 days in jail. He came out, cool. He's like, hey, let's try to make our family work, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah,
of course, I went for it. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I ain't gonna lie, I gave it up the same night that he asked.
No, that's fine. Like, you don't gotta go. You don't gotta do it like
so
that. That's cool. I get that. That's
I'm
dope.
like, I mean, but to be honest with you, even after it didn't work out, I'm still kind of like, Like, I've been told that I'm weird because sex is it important to me? Yes, but it is not the only thing that's important to me.
What's the most important thing to you then?
The most important thing to me is loyalty. Okay. And I'd say the second most thing is reciprocity. So if you can't give me both of those, then I prefer not to have sex with you.
Jeez. you want loyalty?
Yes. Right off the bat. You know why? Because I'm giving you both of those right off the bat.
Damn.
Until you give me a reason not to give you both of those.
Does it change since things didn't work out in your favor? Do you protect yourself a lot more? Do you make it harder for a guy?
I'm not gonna say I make it harder, but I do more digging. I do more, as this new word now, discernment. Yeah. I do a lot more than what I used to do.
I don't know, man.
And I'm not going to say I put up a wall, because I don't do that, because it's not fair.
Yeah, see, I understand a lot of people do that, right? You meet a person, and me per se, I go off everything in the past. I'm getting better now, of course, because I'm trying to take the proper steps to get better. But in my brain, it's like, nah, she did that. This kind of looks familiar. you might do that too, right? And there'll be nothing bad. It ain't like I just ran into some horrible people, and to their credit, me being extremely horrible, it wasn't reciprocated. Like they didn't, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They left though. Most definitely they left. But it wasn't, I ain't had nothing just traumatic. High school, yeah. We ain't gonna speak on the who, but the who. Yeah, that was a journey. That young lady is different. I'll tell you, that young lady is different. And if you are listening, it's all love, right? Hey, it's all love. But that young lady is different. When you push a woman to a point, they'll show you a whole nother side, right? I agree with that. I don't know. So you're not the one to let the past dictate how you treat a person.
No, I can't say I've never been that way, but the older I get, I've noticed that it's only thing that's gotten me is lonely and by myself.
Yeah, and you see what we had is all this and I'm by myself. Imagine that night in and night out.
Yeah,
imagine that, right? Boy, I'd be over here going crazy. Like, what the hell? Yeah, so it's so unfortunate when you can't allow yourself. Well, I ain't gonna say you can't, but you won't allow yourself to just be loved, let alone love somebody else, right? And that's the worst of it, because people that have loved you and tried to love you through and giving you everything and probably still will, and you don't even know how to receive it because you don't love yourself. See, that's what I had to learn, and my dog told me that. I don't even know if she's my dog no more. She told me, don't call me. Boy, it's a hell of a journey. Man, I'm telling you, boy.
Hey, but when you grow better, you glow better. So.
Yeah. So 5 years, and that's the only time you've done a stint, like a sentence. 5 years. But I know people that have done like, I'm just gonna throw numbers out there, like a 16-month bid, and then I'm saying a bid, right? That's
it sounds like it.
But I don't know what to call it. What do you call that? Like a
you might as well keep that out of
I'm not gonna say bid. That's not.
I'd say it's a journey because it is a journey.
Well, yeah, like 16 months and then fall off, and then another 24 months, and then boom, and then another.
They're yo-yoing like a yo-yo diet, but for sex.
But see, you make it sound bad, but so it's better if they just doing it every 3 months. Like, they done got a new partner. That's not yo-yoing. Like, that's walking the dog. Ain't that what they used to call it with the yo-yo? Like, we old. What if we got an 18-year-old listening? They gonna, what the hell are you talking about walking the dog?
They gonna say, what the hell is a yo-yo?
Yeah, we old, man. We was in middle school in the 90s, like 98, 99 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you this, right? So, I don't know if you want to talk about
That's
that.
That's fine. Go ahead.
So you have a unfortunate situation, right? Your kid's father is not here.
Yes.
How do you deal with that with the kids?
It's a roller coaster ride. I didn't know how to deal with that because I've never obviously had to deal with it. And so with my daughter, and don't be judging me, y'all, but with my daughter, I'm way more sensitive with her when it comes to it because she was a daddy's girl. Mm-hmm. With my son, not that I'm not sensitive with him, but he doesn't show his emotions on his shoulders like my daughter does.
You don't think you need to kind of nurture him much more in that situation since he's not showing it? That's scary. And I'm just speaking from a mental health aspect.
So both of them get therapy, right? Uh-huh. So with my daughter, she had a closer relationship with him than my son.
Was he young?
Yes.
Oh, okay, well that would explain it.
And so that would be why he asked about him, but when it comes to, like, I can tell sometimes when my daughter gets sad or when I can tell her mind is wandering, and I'll ask her, like, is it because of him? Is it because your dad? Whereas my son, if he gets sad, it's probably because my daughter's bothering him. And so, with that being said, I probably should nurture him more, which I probably do. A lot of people say I coddle him, which I do. I feel like black moms coddle our sons more than we do our daughters.
I think that's just how it is, period.
And so I don't know. I just think if their relationship was stronger or more like him and my daughters, it'd be different. But I do make sure to ask him often, like, how do you feel about this? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to go see him? Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge because I don't know how that feels because I have my dad.
Yeah.
And I've always had my dad, so I don't know how they feel.
Damn, boy, that is. And then that's when it's important for the village to really come together and you allow them to go see his side of the family. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I've always had an open door policy for him and his family. So yeah, I've never kept them from their other family because I feel like family is important on both sides.
Very
to know.
much so, yeah. Especially in this type of situation. It's just kind of unfortunate. That's kind of the situation around here. Like, it's so scary at this point. A lot of people are losing the father of their kids, or the mother of their kids, or even their kids. To speak about that, just losing your child to man.
Yes, and so I don't know how his mom feels. And so, and that's what and so as a point where I can say I've almost lost my baby boy from RSV. Okay. And so I don't know how that feels to lose a son, but I know how it feels to almost lose a son.
You can empathize with her. Yeah. And also because that's, the father of your kids is her son. You lost him and she lost him. Yeah. It's a lot of empathy there as well.
Yeah, and so I take my kids to the therapist so they can, because a lot of people feel like, I feel like kids get lost in the mix. When it comes to parenting, when it comes to death, when it comes to transitions, period. Yeah. We all forget that the kids have feelings too.
Okay, so look, let me do this, right? Because this could be trauma for a lot of people that may be enduring something right now. Let's kind of ease it, okay. Let's make a transition right now. Since that is the situation, right? And I got a good friend, a platonic friend. Let me say this to the world, right? Because any woman that I talk to don't mean I have sex with them. Please understand that, right? So, I have a friend in Houston, super dope, man. You know what? That's not fair. Let me not do that. On 3 different occasions, I just heard this scenario about how do I ask this? How the father of their kid, the father of the kids wanted the kids to call their spouse mom, right? Mm-hmm. Being that you're in this situation, right? Mm-hmm. Could you ever see yourself meeting a guy, marrying a guy, or whatever, being with a guy? He's there for your kids. Could you see yourself allowing your kids calling him dad? Whew, and I know it's on the spot. Yeah, I know it's on the spot.
I'm not going to say I allow them because they're people. But,
yeah. Oh, you're right. You childish. You childish. Oh, no, that's what's up.
But if they want to do that, yes. But that is not something I'm going to put on them. So, like, I have seen where there's a new relationship and, mom's like, hey, that's your dad, or call him dad, or
even when a dad is involved.
Yes, I've seen it even when a dad is involved.
So look, let's backtrack, right? So you saying if the kids wanted to call this man dad, you would let them?
Yes.
That makes my skin crawl.
I would let them. That's their choice. I'm not going. So I'm big on letting my kids have choices. Because, again, they're people, just like I'm a person.
But they do need redirection. Yes. Because they're not fully developed.
It is true.
Okay, just,
That is very true.
And they make decisions based off emotions, what feels good to them, right?
Yes.
That don't mean it's good good for them. Let's not let them be so free, and be mindful of these things, because the world right now is just letting Everybody be free, and you are free to do what you want. You can identify. Let me make sure I cross all T's, dot all I's right now. You can identify as you want to. My thing is a child. You know what? I'm not for the start. Not the first episode. Not the first time I get a guest, and I'm for to go on a deep end and get canceled.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
No, we're not. No, I'm not saying nothing at this point. We didn't even just forget I even said that. Right? I might just beef all that out. Right? But anyways, you allow your kid to make choices.
So if I were hypothetically flip it, right? Would I feel a way if my kids called another woman mom? Probably. Only because.
What you said from an aspect, if he was still here?
So hypothetically, say he was still here and he was dating somebody else. I would feel a way if my kids called her mom.
But you won't feel a way about your kids calling him.
And let me
go ahead.
Say this. I would feel a way if I knew that relationship wasn't going anywhere.
No. See, that's not fair.
It is stipulations though, because I feel like if my kids are calling said man dad, it's because at that point I've married this man, not dating this man.
So it's under no circumstances should it be
dating him. No,
and they calling them dad. Yes. But in marriage, marriages ends as well.
It does.
I'm not trying to, be like that. I'm just saying, like, this situation for me is just, I ain't gonna say cringeworthy because you can do whatever you feel.
But you're a father, so I get it.
Yeah, and I try my best to be an active father, right? So just think of the mental of that, because I'm pretty sure mothers are active. They're the custodial parent most of the time, right? And that's statistics. Please don't. Boy, you get a dad that has but you get a dad to have their kids, boy, they go off.
Mind blowing.
No, it's not that. It's just, you say women are custodial parents, they go crazy.
Oh, yeah.
All women
are not custodial parents.
I understand that, big dog. I'm just speaking of the overall.
Generally speaking.
And they just don't get that, though. But this is a man asking a woman to accept their child calling another woman's mom when they the custodial parent. That's crazy. But that's that scenario. We still on your scenario.
But I don't think it has necessarily to do with custodial or non custodial. It does. The reason why I say it doesn't, because we can use custodial or non custodial because it's a legal term, right? But to me, if you're co-parenting, both of y'all are parents, period.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
You get what I'm saying? Because when the child is with you, technically you're custodian that child. You get what I'm saying?
The child is more with the parent. That's why they calling her the custodial parent. You getting them every other weekend doesn't classify for those other days. Them are 3 days.
Well, let's be honest. They say that because the custodial parent receives the payment.
Of course.
Not because that's what it's for.
But the likeliness, though, is that as well.
Yes.
That's just the reality of it. It's not really.
Yeah, but
it's the money thing, but
I feel like.
We going somewhere else.
Yeah, we going somewhere else.
We ain't gonna do that. We're gonna stay where we at.
Okay, so back to
yeah. You trying to go technical, and I'm not gonna battle you, and you know more than me about child support.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna say far as child support. I was just gonna say far as like that custodial thing. I feel like parenting, period. I feel like we get caught up on the technical terms because of
Well, I only brought it up in this situation
I know. So, and that's why I feel like. If both of us are actively co-parenting,
we both consider I got you.
And so that's why I'm saying I would hope that said woman that my child is calling mom, hypothetically, is there for the long haul permanently, to be honest with you. Because let's be honest, some women are not good for the child.
Yeah, but see, you justifying something. So look, no. See, and I don't even mean to cut you off, but we're changing it now. What we're saying is, you're saying that you would allow it, right?
Yes.
When you get married,
if I'm married,
and you're saying you wouldn't allow it on
if they're dating. No, I wouldn't want that to happen.
But no, you was trying to allude to the fact of, if I see that it's not going anywhere, you're not making the decision. Remember, you're letting the child make the decision, right? So what if the child feels something?
Then I couldn't stop her from.
That's my point. That's the redirection point, because they're going off emotion, right? So every decision they make is off
True.
emotion. They don't understand that they should make an emotional decision because things can change that fast, right?
That is
So
true.
that's why for me, and again, like the mother, my twins, her boyfriend is super dope. Like he does everything he's supposed to do, right? But I would never subscribe to them calling him that
Yeah.
for no reason. You know, it makes no sense, right? You have a dad, and then you have a dope
Bonus.
ass plus, yeah, right.
Would
And
you be upset if they got bonus dad?
no, you don't need to use nothing. Just
okay.
that's me.
I know,
though,
I'm asking, I'm
right?
just asking.
And then to the world, it may be a contradiction because I deal with my stepdad, right?
Yeah.
But my stepdad is still here. I stay with that man, like he's still here. If that makes sense, like
Yes.
he actively, be in my kid's life. I said every last one of them, like it's a lot of kids. Right? If I don't stop, it'll be a lot. But anyways, he actively deals with the kids or whatever. And yeah, he's grandpa. So it sounds a way
But
to
I
you.
was gonna say, so to me, it is kind of contradicting.
Nah,
Yes, I know
because
that has a huge term on it versus grandparent.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like my dad is super dope. Like my real dad is super dope. It's nothing to take away from him, right? It's just how I grew up.
Yeah.
He was there if he wanted to be there. It wasn't like he wasn't there. He come around, he do his shit. He wasn't horrible. It's just the consistency part on the end. Even with my stepdad, that's why I was reluctant at first. But the consistency is there. You know what I'm saying?
So I guess that's why I said if I were married, because at that point I'm hoping that he's consistent for us to even get married. And given that I've had step parents, obviously, before, but I can say I've never called none of them my dad.
Yeah. And so I don't call mine dad. It wasn't
because they weren't consistent.
Yeah, I only call my dad.
And it's because my dad was present.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Like I will be honest, I'm on the fence. Like I can sit here and say strongly, yes, I'm gonna let my kids call him dad, but I'm also huge on you have a dad, and I'll try to make sure specifically since he's not here that you know who he is, and so it wouldn't be letting them call him dad to replace their biological dad. But if they, and this is just speaking generally, right? Let's just say he's consistent and they come to me like, or if I just hear them call him dad, I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, what the? Yeah. And then it creates a conversation.
Yeah. And see, and I know like when people hear it, of course, it's a big contradiction, especially on my end. But, and I ain't gonna even say my defense, I should be really pro it because I've had a man in my life that's still, but I understand that my dad is active still, no matter our relationship, that's on my part, right? Because he extends his hand every time. He tries his best every time. It's just me. Receiving love is hard for me right now because I'm traumatized, from what I've been through as a kid. Yeah. You just lose everybody. It's not like nothing happened to me. It's just everybody I love end up going away.
Yeah.
Think about that, right? Everybody, like my brother, them, all his friends, they raised me. Everybody end up going away. Years. Come back, leave, go. You know what I mean? So
that's a lot.
Right. So it's not about my dad, it's more so me. Because he'll pull up over here if I call him now without a problem. I mean, he's active with my kids as well. It's just, my stepdad having been with my mom for 20 years, and he's still here. So that's the difference. That's what I'm saying.
So I think that's where I think the difference will be with my kids. Yeah. Because I know my baby girl is super attached to her dad. Yeah. And I can't see her ever calling another man dad. Now my son, I think at this age, or probably a little older, he's going to be yearning for that.
I got you. Yeah, I got you. And see, you got to be careful with that. Though.
And I'm not a man. You get what I'm saying? And so I make sure because of that I have active men like my dad, my brother-in-laws in his life, so he doesn't look for a man that I may be potentially dating as a dad.
And see, my mom felt the way. I had posted that. I don't know if you seen that. I was saying I wasn't taught. I had to teach myself how to be a man.
Oh, I saw that.
And she was like,
I'm
well,
not gonna lie. So my mom was like, ooh.
But you have to always realize, and I didn't want to type this, right?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna like, what the hell he talking to his mama like that for, right? So I could kind of say it and they can understand what I mean. She can't teach me how to be a man.
I agree.
Right? She can only nurture me. She can only teach me how to receive love, right? And like, you know what I mean? Give me love, right? So that's all I was saying. Like, I wanted to say, like, Mama, you can't teach me how to be a man, but I already knew it.
Everybody would have came for you.
No, she would have came. I don't give a care about it. She's coming. Like, what do you mean? And she's like, I had to think about it. I'm like, nah, it ain't even about that. Like, even the guys that I was raised under, they tried their best, but they was teenagers as well, you know. So, and they did a damn good job because I'm proud of myself. Like, I don't allow myself to get. I ain't finna get into all that BS. I ain't
but
even
yeah,
start.
I mean, I get what you're saying. So, and that's why I'm a woman, and I know a lot of women hate when I say that. I can't teach my son to be a man.
Yeah, you can't. It's
I
impossible.
can't teach him how to treat women because I'm a woman.
Yeah, and a man teaches him how to treat a woman. No, see, you can teach him how to love. A woman should love on him, right?
Yes.
A man should teach him how to treat a woman,
okay,
right?
I can get that.
Right, because you watch your dad growing up, and you come from a 2-parent household, right?
Well, my parents got divorced, but they were both active.
Yeah, but at some point
they were together. Yeah,
and a lot of people be feeling, you know, oh, my mom wasn't there, my dad wasn't there, but there's a lot of people that had mom and dad that's just as messed up as we are that didn't have them because dad wasn't playing the dad role, and we're so conditioned to provide, and we don't love on the kids, you know. So now I'm trying to, in the midst of it, I'm trying to change it, right? I'm trying to love on my son so much to the point his mom hit me, was like, hey, I forgot to tell you a couple weeks ago, you know, Drayden was saying he want to change his name. So now you know my heart beating fast, right? And then, you know, in that process, you know, she taking, you know, 2-3 minutes is a long time when you're waiting on a response. I'm like, man, what do you want his name to be? So I'm like, here we go with the bull. Here we go with the bull. My brain trained to think negative. I'm like, here we go. So I calmed myself down, right? About 5 minutes later, she like, he wanted to change his name to yours, right? And I'm like,
just dope, super dope.
But I am so conditioned to be a certain way in my brain. I said, hold on, this ain't no April Fool's. I was like, this ain't no April Fool's, is it? And she was like, nah, he had told me this weeks ago or whatever. I asked him. So we get in the car or whatever. And I'm like trying to allude to it to get him to tell me so I can know.
So you don't be pressuring him. Yeah.
No, just even know if it was true, you know, because I don't want to look like a fool. You know what I mean? I tell my boy Al make me feel good. I call Al on FaceTime. He like, man, that's so dope. I'm like, yeah, Al, but it might be April Fool's. He said, man, she ain't gonna do that to you. So anyways, I'm talking to my son. He ain't giving me nothing. I'm like, hey, did you tell your mama something? And he was like, no, sir. I'm like, I know she was bullshit. She bullshit. I said, let me go and just ask you. And I said, so you didn't tell your mama you wanted, you know, to be a junior? He's like, oh, yes, sir. And I'm like, you want to change your name? He was like, yes. I'm like, bro, that's like dope as hell to me, you know? So
it's super dope.
Right. So I take him and my nephews to get their haircut the other day for Easter. So I tell my son, I say, Smurf wanna change his name too. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. He said, well, he can be the third. I said, but he older than you. He said he can be the third. I said, man, that's so dope. But I appreciate you from coming. I really had a great time. I hope they got to see a whole nother side of me instead of so serious and acting as if I got all the answers, right? And when I do the other situation and we do the baby mama thing or whatever, I have you back. So I hope y'all had a good time. Until next time, y'all be cool. How y'all be cool?
Thank you.
That stall, y'all.
That got a stall.